Alright, let's make some smoked pork belly tacos. I make a lot of bacon, so I end up with the trim offs where I'm trying to square up the pork belly and cut it to where it fits in my smoker. So I always have to find something to do with it, and I figured tacos would be the best bet. So here I'm just rinsing the meat off and trying to have clean meat. And now that the meat is all rinsed off, I'm just gonna dry it off so the mustard will stick to it when it comes time to do that. Alright, and here you can see I'm just putting a layer of just plain yellow mustard on here. It gives a nice tackiness for the spice rub to adhere to. So I just brush it on a real thin layer, make sure I get everything coated all the way around, ends. Yeah, it's basically it for that. Okay, now I'm mixing up my spice rub. All of the ingredients here I will list in the description. It's a half a teaspoon of each of the things that I use. I show in the screen what those are. And then I just put it on the meat. Alright, now I'm just putting the spice rub on the meat, try to get as even a coating as possible. Again, make sure you get all the way around, sides, ends, everything. Pretty basic cooking step there. stainless steel bowl to let the marinade and the rub soak in. I'll cover it in plastic wrap, and I put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. All right, and into the smoker we go. I put it in at about 300 degrees. Use a temperature probe so I know when it hits about 200 degrees and then it'll be done. This ended up taking a couple of hours because the pieces are really small. So not much to it. I smoked it on oak. Alright, I lost the footage of me cutting up the vegetables for the slaw here. So you get some footage of me pretty much just shaking the slaw around to get everything mixed up. It's a very small head of Napa cabbage, and it's a banana pepper and a habanero pepper. And then I put the zest and the juice from one lime in there and then mixed it up. And now we're taking the meat out of the smoker. It's come up to temperature, like I said, 2 hours later. And we're going to let that rest for about 45 minutes. I ended up letting it rest. Okay, now I'm mixing up a glaze. It's just 2 tablespoons each of honey and maple syrup with a few grinds of black pepper and sea salt. You'll see me struggling here for a minute trying to get the maple syrup jar open because apparently when I used it last time I didn't wipe the rim off very well and, well, it stuck. Glaze is mixed up. I'm just gonna cut the little pork belly strips up into little bite-sized pieces and put them in the glaze, and then mix those up to make sure everything is evenly coated before putting it back in the smoker for a little bit. Into the smoker we go. The smoker had come down to about 200 degrees by this point. And it's been about an hour and we are back out of the smoker. And here I'm putting together the taco, a little bit of the meat, a little bit of the slaw, and a little bit of some homemade jalapeno and apple fermented hot sauce. Use whatever kind of tortilla that you like. I used a low-carb flour tortilla because I'm trying to do the low-carb thing, and with the honey and the maple, I needed to cut out some. Let me tell you, that bite was fabulous. Like and subscribe.